Welcome back to another awesome video, guys. Back over here at the Petersen Automotive Museum in LA. Today we're going to be checking out the totally awesome exhibit. They have replaced the lowrider exhibit, so if you guys haven't seen that on the YouTube channel, scroll through the channel. I promise you it's on there. If you are subscribed and you've been here for a while, you know that it was super cool inside over there, seeing Gypsy Rose, a legendary lowrider traveling around the world. Now, I'm not too sure what's inside the exhibit today, but grab some snacks, grab some drinks, and enjoy today's vlog at the Petersen Automotive Museum. Finally made it inside, kind of low-key, still very quiet around here, but behind us we have one of Koenigsegg's first prototype vehicles. It's a 96cc. It's pretty cool to see this, and coming from Monterey Car Week, seeing the new Jesko Stratosphere, it's insane that they went from this boxy looking thing to the beautiful Jesko they have down here in the photo. And you can check it out on the wheels. They also have that Koenigsegg infamous crest in the wheels, custom wheels interior. They did keep that traditional door, although I do think it's a little more sideways now, but this is pretty cool walking in. This is just the gist of what's in the museum for us. There's some other cool race cars right behind in this area right over here. So we have the Koenig Special, and also we have this Jaguar SJR right over here. I have seen a few of these in orange in the area with South Bay Auto Club that I've stumbled across one of these beautiful cars, twin turbo, sounded insane. But we are gonna get our tickets and explore the totally awesome exhibit. There's also a very exclusive car here, a one of one, definitely, guys. Le Mans car. Looks like some fancy people getting some stuff in over here. So enough of me yapping, let's get our tickets and head inside. We get our first little peek right over here. Oh my goodness, there's some cool cars right out here, but that's our little peek right there. All right, guys, so as much as I want to show you guys first the top floor and everything, we're gonna dive straight into our totally awesome exhibit. You can see right here various of different vehicles. So there's a lot of cool cars upstairs, a lot of cool things around. But what we're going to do first, there are a few different signs. So for any of you guys who aren't able to come over here to California, there's End of an Era, our main totally awesome exhibit board right over there. And then we also have another thing. So we're going to be reading a few things, showing you guys around while we're reading it. And also there's an exclusive car over here, a one of one Le Mans R33. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribe so you don't miss out. And let's start off right over here with End of an Era. So the end of an era, guys, the 1970s were marked by political unrest, a stagnant economy, and societal upheaval. By the decade's end, Americans lacked confidence in the future, and many longed for what they considered simpler times. Idealized nostalgia premeditated many aspects of American culture. Happy Days was one of the most beloved shows on television. The Beach Boys experienced a comeback, and an actor who was popular during World War II was about to win the White House. The renewed spirit of optimism, individualism, and capitalistic ambition, what would arrive with Ronald Reagan's inauguration, had not yet developed in 1980. For auto industry, the period between the mid-1970s and early 1980s has come to be known as the malaise era. Automakers, particularly in America, struggled with new safety, efficiency, and environmental regulations. Many of the models being built had designed in the 1960s had to be retrofitted with emissions and safety equipment and sapped power and were aesthetically awkward. Build quality also suffered as a result of sagging profits. To compensate, car companies equipped their products with luxury appearing accoutrements inspired by expensive pre-war vehicles such as padded vinyl roofs, accents, hood ornaments, and tufts Valor upholstery. Engines received early turbochargers to make up for the lost horsepower, and sports cars were fitted with an assortment of spoilers and bold graphics to suggest performance. In the coming years, technology would catch up with regulations, and the auto industry would experience a renaissance, leaving the challenges in the late 1970s behind. Right over here, traditionally this would be like a vinyl roof, but it's pretty cool to see an American style car, a Cadillac to be exact, with a Gucci livery, has that Gucci interior. You can see it embossed in the middle. This one does have the blue and red, not the green and red like a traditional Gucci, but it is all the way into the interior. Again, Very beautiful ride. They have all the little badging going around, coming out to the front of the vehicle right over here. You can see they have the Gucci stripes going along the side with the blue and red, and also the Gucci emblem. So back in the day, according to end of an era, they had to get all this fancy stuff on here to actually sell the cars because cars were dying off. And it's funny with this same exact Cadillac model, nobody really buys it. It's an ugly car. But then again, they can only do so much back in the day to create cars. And it's crazy thinking now in 2025 that we can pretty much do whatever we want with carbon fiber, a lot of crazy cars, have a lot of sexy features nowadays. And then this one right here, it's just, it was a golden era and an end of an era. And then right over there, we have the East Spirit. We've seen a few different cars and coffee, but this one right over here, very boxy, very wide, a lot of panels on top. It just looks very wonky, but this is the only way that they were able to meet up with the regulations back then. You guys see him panning around while I was talking. It's cool to see that they still have a front plate available thing, but it's so crazy that they made these cars look like this because of state regulations. And there still is a lot of regulations, which we'll be talking about the Le Mans R33 in just a moment. We're going to look at our main billboard right over here. Totally awesome cars and culture of the 80s and 90s. All right. So starting off with the Countach right behind us, guys. Wolf of Wall Street. Very crazy looking aerodynamic vehicle. Again, with the wonky styles, but totally awesome. Like I said, guys, grab some popcorn, grab some snacks. We're going to read this for all you guys that cannot make it here to the Petersen Museum, that cannot read this. It might be online. I'm not too sure, but I'm here to show you guys everything and read you guys all the artwork that they put into the totally awesome exhibit. So we're going to let the camera kind of walk around while I read this off real quick. We're going to start off with our first paragraph. Totally awesome. Totally Awesome explores the intersections of automobiles and popular culture in the last 2 decades of the 20th century. As much as ever, motor vehicles of this era were powerful symbols of personal expression, social status, and technological advancement. However, an expanding media landscape and the dawn of the digital age played impactful new roles in shaping vehicle design and the way automobiles were marketed to the public. Cars of all types reflected social and stylistic shifts at a transformative time in history. The 1980s and 90s were also a pivotal period of automotive innovation. Computer-aided design became an essential part of the development process, and cars made significant gains in power and safety and efficiency. Automotive styling was occasionally retro, but often futuristic, with the growing popularity of video games and digital technology inspiring components like electronic dashboards. Meanwhile, a new era of racing regulations fostered engineering breakthroughs across motorsports. This exhibition showcases the spectacular vehicles built between the 1980 and 1990 era. From visionary concepts to iconic production models, legendary screen stars like you guys seeing right now, the Back to the Future, and high-performance race cars, all against the backdrop of fashion media and music that defined a truly unforgettable era. Fashion curated by ASU FIDM Museum, supported by the Chase private client. So, pretty cool to be seeing this, guys. You got all the retro games, a lot of that older vibe, 80s, 90s. A lot of these new kids won't even remember what an Atari is, what PS1 is. It's crazy to think that I still have a PS1, a PS2, and a 3 still laying around, including Game Boy and Wii. And this is all just nostalgic, all just crazy to be seeing this here, guys. Totally awesome exhibit. We are going to explore a little more. I'm going to tell you guys some more about the cars and the details. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a long video at the very end. I was going to drop a video a long time ago with the lowrider exhibit when it was here. I was going to drop a video of the Volt separately, but I'm going to include this one in. So if you guys are in for a long vlog today, make sure to grab some popcorn, like I say, and keep you guys entertained. So there's one more sign that we're going to read off of. Then after that, we're going to go walk around some individual cool cars just to kind of give you guys some more information about each vehicle here. And then we're going to be talking about that exclusive R33. So let's head on to the other side of the wall and read that last bit of information over that way. Looking forward, guys. So there is actually 2 more signs right over here, but I don't want to go on too long with the video. So this is one of the other ones that is pretty cool. Looking forward, in the 1980s and the 1990s, they saw innovation and experimentation in the automotive industry in the form of boundary pushing concept cars. During these years, manufacturers, both major automakers and boutique companies, showcased the possibilities of automobility, and the vehicles they produced combine new aesthetics with groundbreaking technologies. Angular lines and distinctive silhouettes characterize some concepts, while the pursuit of aerodynamic efficiency also prompted the exploration of fluid and organic body styles. Lightweight materials such as carbon fiber, aluminum, and composites were used, both structural components and body panels, while the liberal use of glass often served both aesthetic and functional purposes. Unconventional gold-winged butterfly and scissor doors had futuristic appeal, as did bubble domes and canopy roofs. Vehicle interiors were luxurious and tech-forward, featuring ergonomic seating, digital dashboards, and early onboard computers for climate control and infotainment. Concept cars were also a way of automakers to experiment with performance enhancements. Some prototypes featured wide, low-slung bodies and generated extreme downforce, along with powerful engines, turbocharging, and all-wheel drive, integrated rear spoilers, and diffusers. Additionally, the era saw renewed interest in hybrid and electric powertrains, on a focus on sustainability and efficiency reflected the continuing impact of 70s era's environmental concerns. Some concepts directly influenced later production cars, often were purely theoretical. They varied in appearance, performance, purpose, and features, but most bold, imagining for the future of the motor vehicle. So, that's going to be it for the kind of daunting parts, guys, of reading all the billboards. Extraordinary automobiles. This is where we kind of go from futuristic and we get breaking off from all this weird stuff over here. Corvette, Indy, like I said, I'm going to talk more into everything right now, guys, with you. But we're going to go from these weird concept cars that we get in our Hot Wheels that we don't like, and we're going to switch gears, talking about our beautiful area right here. We have the GNX Buick. You already know. Grand National. Very similar body styles, guys. That G style that was back in the day. What do they call it? The G Club? G body. So they call it G bodies back in the day. And it's so cool to be over here, guys. So enough of me chatting about all this stuff. Let's start talking about these cars individually, and also we're going to start talking about this beautiful GTR R33 Le Mans version, a one-of-one that nobody is allowed to drive, and it's here in the States, in the Petersen Museum, a true one-of-one vehicle, not just some slapped on random parts calling your car a one-of-one. This is truly a one-of-one. This was essentially Nissan's kick in the butt, this straight up race car, guys. This was Nissan's way of saying that we can pack a punch, building a true one-of-one Nissan GTR Le Mans version that raced in the Le Mans as well. Twin turbo, 2.6, inline six, reaching a whole entire 155 miles per hour. Back then in the days, that was pretty quick. You can check out that rear taillight. It's not just a regular taillight. They took out the housing and made it square right there. It's pretty sick. It's a very square body Le Mans style for sure. The wheels on here are actually pretty thin, but it's cool to see this in person because you cannot see it anywhere in the world other than a museum now. But it's crazy to think that this car met all of its GT1 standard racing, all the codes and everything that they have to do for racing, but oh my goodness, guys. What a true treasure to be seeing over here at the Petersen Automotive Museum. Got all the Nismo badging all the way around it, and also the wheels, subtle carbon fiber here and there. It definitely is a true one-of-one R33. This thing is beautiful. Crazy to think they'd be racing this thing around. Wow. The thick wideness of the car. It's insane. So coming over here to the GNX. Oh man. Crazy. It's got the little vents on the side over there. Actually functional, not like your traditional AutoZone specials, but all the retro styling. This is pretty cool right over here. Number 001. Okay. But yeah, you can see right here. Kendrick Lamar right there. 3.8 V6, 124 miles an hour. It's crazy that in Fast and the Furious they wrecked one of these things. Oh man, this is cool. A lot of the spider webbing, oh my goodness, for a museum car. That kind of ticks me off. It's spinning right behind us. Check that out. It's got some Testarossa style fins on the side. No, it is not a Testarossa. I get it. It's a Mercedes 1990 560 SEC. 5.5 liter V8, 149 miles an hour, top speed. That interior is full on luxurious. All the aerodynamics, pretty cool. Look at that badging in the front right over there. ABCs. Interesting little badge, and the wheels on here are nice. Kind of stretched out just a little bit, but pretty cool in this corner right over here. Check this out right over here. Kind of similar to the saw blade wheels on the C4 right over here, but we have the Corvette Indy. Again, talking about that bubble top, guys, you can see right over here has that weird bubble top, and also you can see with the little split right there, I'm pretty sure the doors open like a gull wing door style. Kind of reminds me of a Back to the Future style interior. All the little shifters and all the little tiny knobs on the main area where you would have your blinkers at traditionally. There's just so much stuff going on inside this Corvette. Honestly, I'm glad it didn't hit the streets because this thing is ugly. But back in the day, it's pretty cool. 86 Corvette Indy. It's crazy to think that they went from this to the C4. 2.6 liter V8 twin turbocharge. You can see the A&N fittings right over there. I wonder what block would this be called? An LT? The LS? I'm pretty sure it'd be an LT because this is back in the 80s where they had the LT1 going into the C4s. So it might be the same similar engine that they use, but looks nothing like a Corvette. I'm going back old school right here with the probe. Ooh, brother. This thing is crazy looking. Panning around, you guys seen earlier. There's so many different windows on here. Check out that interior, guys. Sideways, left, right, upside down. All these little gizmos and gadgets over here. I could just imagine coming up in the 90s, you're driving around in this thing, having so much buttons. I mean, it's already confusing with all these new cars and technology. To us older folks, seeing these things, it's cool. But driving a 2025 car and then figuring out all the features later on, there's a lot of new stuff in cars that I'm still yet learning in my 2025 Civic, but this area is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and head out to the other sides of the museum. Check that out in the background, guys, taking photos. We did see one truck in black at Caramel by the Sea over there at the Quail, but that's on the YouTube channel. Check it out, guys, if you want to. Monterey Car Week was crazy. But let's see this one right here at 1988 Cizeta V16 prototype. Twin headlights right over here. Does come at a 6.0 V16. 214 miles an hour. Has fins on the side for cooling. A very thick wide end, I'm assuming, for that V12. This back end is ridiculously huge. And the wheel placement is way in the back. You can see where kind of the engine starts at. And then the transaxle, I'm pretty sure, is going to be put right over there. But this thing is a massive beast. It does remind me a little bit of, I don't know, you have Diablo looks. You have a lot of different body lines going on with it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of also the Mercy, just the way how the front V is over here. But this is its own concept car. Does have the red interior. You gotta love white with red guts. Always the best color combination for a car, in my opinion. Check it out. Another one of one right over here. A 95 Low-Tech C1000. This Mercedes-Benz right here was the fastest in its time. Again, with the gull wing doors. And this is something you'll never ever see unless you're here in a museum. And this is crazy to be seeing with the 4-way headlights, the one single windshield wiper for the aerodynamics, 5.8 liter twin turbocharged V8 reaching around 268 miles an hour, over 1,000 horsepower, guys. 1,000 horses in this beautiful Mercedes-Benz right over here. Boy, oh boy, this thing is crazy. It's crazy to think that back in the 90s, they had this thing reaching 1,000 horsepower. The potential it can have nowadays. Again, having a carbon fiber monocoque is such a genuine supercar thing that a lot of people do. You can see the window spacing and just the spacing in general from the person to the dash. That to be a small person driving this thing, but driving it back in the 90s, I can just imagine how much of a superhero you feel driving a 1,000+ horsepower vehicle that looks so extraordinary like this. The flow of the aerodynamics that they were just reaching. Mercedes was just reaching for that one. Having the air go all the way to the back, flowing right over, escaping out the back of the wing, keeping the car down. Very extraordinary to see this here. The Vector M12 right next door to it, 5.7. Lamborghini V12, 190 miles an hour, reaching at 492 horses in this one. Really cool. Again, Diablo look, kind of looking like. Pretty cool Vector M12. Alright, talking about rare cars, I got the McLaren F1 right over here, and it's weird. It's a 3-seater hypercar. I would just call it a hypercar, honestly, at this point. But this thing is pretty sick. It's got the big Brembo brakes, drilled in everything. Check it out. Got the motor right over there with ICBs. A lot of carbon fiber inside as well. Coming back to the front end right over here, we are going to be equipped with a 6.1 liter V12 with 240 miles an hour top speed at 620 horsepower, guys. This thing is crazy. This right here is $1 million vehicle for sure. I love how the hood scoop on the roof is actual functional to the engine and the rear of the car. Of course, with hypercars and supercars, you're always going to get that rear engine in there. Coming back to the rears, talking about it, check out the C1000's rear end. Oh my goodness, man. Kind of reminds me of the Valkyrie, just a little bit the way how the tunnels are in the rear end of the vehicle. Extraordinary. This is pretty cool. Back to the Future dock right over here. I've seen a lot of different DeLoreans in my time of doing automotive YouTube for you guys. And I mean, this is close to the concept you're ever going to get with all the little gizmos and gadgets and wiring and everything like that going up and down. It's even got the dates in there. That's pretty cool. The DeLorean, this thing only blew up because of Back to the Future. And Back to the Future reminds me of a older version of Rick and Morty, but this is pretty cool with the cold wing doors. Sick. Check out this Ferrari, guys. Let me tell you something about Ferrari really quick. When we were in Monterey Car Week, we spotted a 1 of 36 250 GTO just casually driving around in the beautiful city of Carmel. Insane. So right here we have a Modena Spider, California, right over here. 5.0-liter Ford V8, which is funny to say that. Yes, the Ferrari with the Ford V8 in it. That is crazy. So this one right here was in a film. If you guys are familiar with Ferris Bueller, this thing was driven off of the building that they were in, and this thing was also raced around. This is crazy. Talking about taking a toll back in time, guys. Definitely traveling back in my time, the 90s. Insane little spot that they have down over here. Still some really cool cars. I'm going to flip around the camera right now to show you. This is a true concept car as well. An 82 Pac-Man rod. Check that out. The engine is sitting the other direction, which is pretty strange if you think about it. This is a compact little block. It does have a transfer case. Interesting setup. And I say this because what if we did something crazy like this with the Fiat? You know, it's got a nice little V6, 4.1 liter. This was the Pac-Man rod based off of the game. Wow, check out the way how they have that steering column. This is crazy looking. It's got a ghost on the interior. Okay, that's pretty sick. And then right in the background, that looks like an F40 right there. It's pretty cool. But what a sick looking car. The belt has been signed as well. Yeah, a little killer V6 built. Look at the Holly manifold right there. ITBs on the top. This thing is crazy. That transfer case is so cool to see how this was older technology. I love the taillights as well. Custom Pac-Man taillights. Nice. 83 Martican 350 GTS Turbo. 5.7 liter V8. Crazy looking Ferrari. It's got the knockoff wheels. It reminds me of Ford and Corvette, how they used to do that style. Check out all the gauges inside. The clock is actually still ticking inside over there. You can see it moving around. That's cool with the Momo steering wheel. Weird looking interior on this thing, and the cowl, just how everything is. Pretty interesting. Cool little Ferrari right over here. Where you used to... No, this isn't it. Oh my God, bro. I'm not a good driver. Ah! You know, I miss the old nickel arcades where you used to be able to get a nickel and just... I should get off the gas. I should totally get off the gas. Best lap though. So I know back in the day you could, but this one is not like that. It's crazy that they just have these here and you can play these for free. Just come here and have a full arcade day with the guys. Arcade day at Petersen Museum, only $21. Time extension. Oh man. I'm in 31 position. Where's the boost? I don't even know. What's this blinking button right here? Bro, I'm reaching 180 miles an hour and I'm about a red line. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not doing good, chat. Pit road. I need some tires. This is funny. They even have a token thing where you can buy tokens. That's cool. Alright, what's going on? Man, this is the slowest pit stop ever. Guido, tune in.
Pit stop.
Thank you.
Did I even get gas? Look at that, I'm back in 40. Dang. I'm losing, guys. I don't even know why is this button blinking? Oh, okay. Is that, oh, that's POV. That's sick. Okay. Is that what that's for? Alright. Let's catch back up. I passed him. I should have been more. Lap 5 out of 8.
You don't want to go there.
All right, our third M1 Pro car. Well, this is a Pro car. The other ones that we did see rolling around Carmel by the Sea and also in Florida were just regular M1s. One of the M1s in red was actually about to be wrecked in Carmel, which is crazy. BBS wheels, all the aerodynamics look hella sick right over there. And check out this one right over here, guys. A 1998 Panos Esperante GTR1 Q9 Sparky. That was its name. 6.0 V8. Crazy looking car. It kind of reminds me of a Viper just a little bit. A lot of the aerodynamic flow right over here. Pretty insane. Nice. Coming out to the nose of the car, it's got a lot of ducting. Hold down that car a lot. But that dome does look like a Viper. Just a whole front piece right here looks like a whole different vehicle. But cool to see in that iridescent paint color right over there. Coming over to this one right over here, talking about a rally car. Actually, I think I know the owner of this vehicle, and it's crazy he put this thing in the museum. But then again, it makes sense. He does have carbon Kevlar around the body. I know last time they opened up the hood of this thing at a Cars and Coffee over there in Thousand Oaks. So that's going to be it for the downstairs area, guys, right over here. Totally awesome exhibit. A lot of movie cars, a lot of the 80s and 90s nostalgic feeling and vibe. It's cool to be back in my time, kind of giving that refresh. They got the Cyclone right over here, Ferris Bueller's Ferrari right here, the Time Machine. You can actually play with the arcades, Pac-Man, a lot of the cool cars right over here. And like I said, there's going to be the Volt. This is maybe about when the Lowrider exhibit was here. So it is some time ago. There might be some updates to the Volt. We're not going to go today because the money is a little bit tight, guys. But it's pretty cool over here. Boom, right over here, guys. Probably one of the sickest floors that they have over here. The People's Champ. If you guys haven't checked it out on the YouTube channel, like I say, subscribe, guys. We have been in the People's Champ area. All of Ken's block stuff, including his Mustang, is right over there. The stuff his daughter let over here in the museum is still here. They even have Herbie right over there. I'm going to show you a flip side where all the hypercars are right at. But we got the movie cars up here. Thank goodness that Eleanor has finally dropped that lawsuit so you can get your own kit, build your own 67, 65 fastback Mustang, and get an Eleanor kit on there now without having to worry about getting it seized because of Miss Eleanor and her claims. But yeah, Penguin's car, Maserati Ghibli, pretty cool car right over there. But check out all the Ultima batteries on that one, man. And I promise you guys, I know it's a little bit of a long vlog, but I'll show you guys the hypercars and supercars. Then after that, we're gonna roll the footage with our Volt. That'll be the end of the video. Well, right over here at the hypercar area, guys, just to show you a little bit of these things. Very, very amazing to be seeing these amazing beasts back over here. There's only a few of these ever left that are road legal, of course. And some of them do have compartments. So when you open the door, you have a little compartment right there on that crazy side of it. But now I'm gonna roll the footage of the vault. I hope you guys enjoy today's vlog of the totally awesome exhibit and a little sneak peek of over here. If you guys are local in the Southern California area, come down here. It's only 21 bucks. I do recommend parking down the street. You get free parking where you don't have to pay for parking, or $70 for a gift shop. This is crazy. This thing used to be in the vault. Ferrari room, LaFerrari, Enzo, F40, Testarossa, and some other older models that I'm not too sure with. But come back over here, we have our 458 Pista or Scuderia. I forget which one the models are, but it's got the little vents in the front, and it's the 488 side scoop in the rear quarters. Coming right down over here, we had the Safari Porsche, the MR2 carbon fiber front, 3000 GT, RX-7 with that Miata front end. Pretty crazy looking. And these cars are different. We're gonna check them out right now. Some pretty cool, exclusive hypercars right over here, and something that you guys won't ever see on the streets. We got our Bugatti. Sick with it. Checking out the interior of this thing. Honestly, for its age, it doesn't look too bad. Manual transmission, that's pretty cool, because the other Bugattis do not have that. Coming right into the very back of this one. Got the carbon fiber hoses, the engine, all the works and everything. Got a gold DeLorean right there as well, and a Ford GT. These things are sick with it. Pretty normal car, huh? And not until you get to the rear end. Audi actually teamed up with Petersen and tore apart one of their cars just to display all the mechanics and artwork that Audi put into their engines to create this beautiful V10 monster. Pretty sick. Wow, this looks super clean. Got all these old classic cars right over here, and look at this pink Cadillac. God, man, she is beautiful. We got this one right here. Not too sure what that is, but that is long, crazy back end. The little dinosaur sets this off for the Flintstones. I like the interior though, it's pretty rad. But you guys can see that right there. A bi-coastal artist, an early contributor to Juxtapoz magazine. 59 Cadillac. That's crazy. Full on paint job, all dedicated to this kind of art era. Doesn't always have to be the engraves and cool candies. Could be some crazy looking paint jobs like this. Something looks off. This thing wasn't here before. It's got dimple dyes. Before I get to the good stuff, massive cowl in the middle for heat extract. Look at that, guys. Twin Terpskis in the headlights. That is pretty dope. Man, I bet this thing pushes power. 1 ton pickup right over here, 48. I look like Tomater, honestly. All the way from Colorado. Hot rods streaming down the line. Sometimes, guys, doing a vlog, I don't like to talk too much because I don't want to kill the whole thing, but down here is pretty quiet. So we're gonna just walk around, talk about some of the cars. And if you guys see a car, comment down below which one you guys like. Got the original Hondas. Got the Batmobile right over there. That's crazy. Well, the Bat bicycle? Bike? The Bat motorcycle, you want to call it, rather. That thing looks dope. Pretty cool. See all these movie cars once again. Nice interior. Very beautiful. And you've got the Honda concept cars right over there. Stuff that you only see at Disneyland. That's pretty dope. Got some pretty cool cars over here. Got this crazy Studebaker, the Frankenstude. That looks crazy. El Camino Blind Faith. Yeah, this one's still pretty cool. The half and half transition, huh? The chrome lining down all the way through the middle. Makes it look like it's two different cars. It's cool to see the history of these kind of cars too, because the little hoop ring, it means a lot for these kind of cars, especially when you're driving it. Safety and everything. John Travolta, Grease Lightning. Pretty sick car. Straight from the movies down to the museum. Before we actually do get out of here, checking out this Cadillac right over here, kind of low. Honestly, I'd love to get one of these. Some nice little white walls, bag it, keep it simple and clean. Icons of Motorsports Gallery. We've got all the history, Model A's. These cars, these things are pretty cool. I love the color. Look at all the vents on this one. It's insane. There once was a whole British meet with these kind of cars. Don't know if we'll ever see one of those meets, but that was pretty cool at the park. Look at that little eagle up there. Mercedes. Oh man, it's crazy in here. This truck right here, the Straight Edge. That's pretty dope. 1956 Ford F100, done up in the interior with a crazy little rear. And the cute little stack right over there. Nice. This is a really nice purple truck. Around back to the front end of it. This thing looks dope. Really nice room, guys. Really nice vault. As always, guys, ending it right over here. Stay safe and stay chill.